I grew up around here and I always called it Addenbrooke, which is still is a problem we have a bit at the moment. Yes, so the site is the biggest employment site in Cambridge, and it generates £4.2 billion for the UK economy. But it's important that the people on its doorstep see all of that benefit as well. So I work for CBC Limited, so it sounds like a Omnicorp, doesn't it? But it's a non-profit partnership that was created by the organisations that currently are on the campus. So the hospital trusts that are on there, Mental Health Trust, we've got ABCAM, AstraZeneca, not a university, don't forget university of course. We aren't a landowner and we're not a developer, but we do want it to be shaped in a way that can make the most of the space that's there, and also to try and break down those boundaries between the local community, because people are patients, they're staff, they're local people, and at different times we're all wearing different hats. So part of that reasoning is why some of our enlivenment work. So I'll let Jill introduce herself in a moment, because this is her baby, this part of work, and she's brilliant at it. But yeah, so the purpose of the organisation is that we're supporting the optimal development of it, to make it as good as it can be, but also to make it a great place to visit, for people to work there, and also for people to live near, hopefully. So that involves work with local members of the council to try and coordinate and put forward the information that helps them make informed decisions. It's also largely about trying to help support those decisions. So we're currently having a housing strategy for the Biomedical Campus across the whole campus, to try and understand the needs. So we've done a big staff survey to understand what the housing needs might be for people. There's also working on a transport strategy as well, which is sort of overlaps quite a lot, because where home comes to work, that is your transport, to try and make that coordinated and give people the stuff they need to make those decisions. But also trying to give people a voice in what the campus looks like, and what life in it is. So there are some flyers at the back. We've got a Local Voices campaign programme, which is sort of launched this year. So we've actually had a really good uptake on that. So we might be full for now, possibly. But I want to give as many people a chance to input onto sort of what life on campus can be like, particularly local residents. So do feel free to there's an online form to fill in, and if we can't, because it's got to a point where I'm not sure it can really effectively run with 20 plus people, but we'd like to at least have a waiting list so that people are able to get involved in the future. But also a big part of that work is around the enlivenment on the campus. So that's to making sure that we have fun events that bring people together. A big part of the life sciences and the science and the health that's on there is about collaboration, and there's so many organisations working together, research happening, but also it's nice to actually encourage people to mix and meet people they might not have met otherwise. So that's where Jill's brilliant work comes in, and I'll let you pick up from there.
Am I on? Yes, I am. It's really, really lovely to be invited to come and talk to you tonight, because I love talking about enlivenment, and I'm going to have to rein myself in so that we're not still here at 10 o'clock, so I'm going to have got to be gone by 9. So thank you to Simon. So I'm Gill Wilson, and I have the title of Campus Enlivenment Lead, which I know, it's good. I made it up myself. They said, what do you want to call yourself? And I thought, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm leading on campus enlivenment, so let's let it do what it says on the tin. So I've been in the job I've been working on the site, on the Addenbrooke site, I've been working on the Cambridge Biomedical Campus for about 10 years now, and the last 2 years for CBC Limited. And we are a small team. As Simon says, you think it was some massive conglomerate. There are about, 10 or 11 of us, I lose track. But we all work very closely together, and we're all involved to an extent in the enlivenment programme, because basically I can't do it all on my own, and people like the comms team, Sam's our senior comms manager, with they're all mucking in, which is absolutely great. The idea is the overarching thing is we want the campus to be a better place to live and to work for those on campus and for the local community. So my aim is and has been up to now, that everything I put on has been open to the local community and is free of charge. I haven't been charging for any of the events. I totally fund it from my budget because I just want everybody to be able to come along. I don't want cost to be an issue, and as we know, everything is very expensive nowadays, and I don't want people not coming because they can't afford it. I'm not saying I'll be able to do that forever, because obviously I need to be able to, exactly as you know, we need to be able to fund things going forward, but at the moment everything has been free. So what we're actually looking at is trying to build a community, an overall community, and that's working to an extent. For example, this time last year, in fact, February last year, we started the campus choir, which is known as Sing Choirs at CBC, because Sing Choirs, Catherine Rowland, who runs it, she runs choirs all over and workplace choirs as well. And I have to say, she's absolutely brilliant. And we have a choir member here tonight. I'm not going to point them out, but we do have a choir member here tonight, and somebody who's also got involved in lots of the other stuff we've been doing. But the choir is actually about 70 strong, that's 70, not 17. And 48% of the choir are from the local community and do not work on the campus. And it runs straight after work on a Wednesday so that people don't leave the campus. I think once people have left the campus, they don't come back. So it's very important to run events that start pretty much as people are finishing work, although they finish work at different times, obviously. And it runs at 5:15, and it runs for an hour. And Catherine, who runs it, is just absolutely amazing, terrific sense of humour, drills us all. I can't sing a note, but my goodness, I get going and I give it some welly, and there are some people there who obviously can sing because I get drowned out, which is wonderful. So I get a chance to have it. It's a community choir. You don't have to be able to sing, and there are no auditions, you simply turn up. And the way Catherine teaches us is absolutely amazing. I have to say, we do sound pretty good, and we've been on telly as well. So when I hear it, and also we're on YouTube. So when I hear it back, I think, gosh, is that really us? Am I in there? And I really am singing. I'm not just mouthing at the back. So we have great fun. We get asked to do performances, usually on campus, for some of the companies. We've done International Nurses Day, we sing at a lot of the other events that I arrange, so it tends to be a bit of a Gill show, because I ship the choir in and then I arrange everything else. But it's really fun, it's really cohesive, and also I try to put on social events, particularly with the choir, every term, because we break for half term and the main holidays. But at the end of every term we have a social event. I put on lots of food and no alcohol, but a cup of tea or a nice drink. And the feedback I've got, particularly from the local community, is how lovely it is to actually meet and commune with people who work on the campus. We have clinicians, we have scientists, we have admin staff, we've got nurses, we've got people like me, people like Simon. We've got a wide range of people all coming together, all learning together, and all becoming friends, and it's really, really lovely.
Please do talk to me, because I'd love to do more stuff.
I'd be really, obviously Simon does the comms, but I'd be really grateful as well, because I know that what we're offering is really lovely because of the feedback I get, and I just want more people to experience it. But if they don't know, and a lot of people on the campus don't know, Simon's team sends notifications out to everybody on campus, but it gets put in people's newsletters, but people don't read newsletters. I don't read newsletters. I get so many newsletters that I don't, I hate to say it, but I may as well be honest, I don't read them. And then I miss what's going on, and I think that's what's happening. Everything's being put out to everybody, but we're not reading it because we're really, really busy.
Oh, I've got an idea. Do you have someone who can design magazines in your organisation? Anyone know where I'm going?
I do, yes.
Seriously, Because we have a magazine. I don't know if we haven't got a copy here, have we? Someone's got one to hand. We have a magazine that Chris has been putting out for the last 8 years, however long it's been, 2, 3, 4 times a year. We're trying to pull, usually, as you saw at the beginning, I'm taking over as chair. Chris is going, Sam is going. We are trying to pull, and somebody has volunteered this evening to help do the copy for it, but the one thing we are missing is somebody who will actually help to design the magazine. And if you could help us on that side, we can then include articles about, you know what I mean, it can be a joint thing basically. You know, not a joint, but you know what I mean, there's ways in which because that goes into, Chris, how many houses?
5,500, everyone locally.
Every single house
Everyone
locally
needs
that
it.
goes into. So if you can help us, we can also help you.
It's all about helping each other,
Exactly.
isn't it? It's all about working as a team, which is what we want to do. We want to make everybody feel that you're part of the community there and we're part of the community out here.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
I mean, in short...
Well, you don't have to say it in front of everybody.
we don't have any graphic designers, yeah, let's
We
let's
can
think
have it,
about
as I
what we
say,
can.
it's a bit mean to
Yeah.
say it right in front of everybody, but
Sure.
it seems to be a sensible sort of conversation to continue.
We also have the newsletter. I do hear what you say about newsletters, but you know, I've worked in them for many years and kind of know how to make them work. And ours goes out to 1,900 homes, but it gets opened by about 1,100 every week, which is normally, well, I work in environments where 10% get open.
Absolutely.
We get 65-70% open rate. Now, that's where we've mentioned the choir and things like that before.
And you have, and we've had people along.
And, you know, you can get 50, 60, 70 click-throughs if people wanting to find interest from it. So, you know, it does work.
Yeah.
But you have to send us the stuff. That's the important thing. I mean, you know, obviously I'm retiring from doing the job now, but, you know, my policy has always been if you don't send it to us, we don't put it in because we don't have the resources to go out looking for stuff. So
No, of course
it
you
just
don't.
has to
But
come
I
in
think
to
we
us.
have got a regular sort of link, haven't we, where we are sending stuff through.
Well, you send us
So-
your newsletters thing, which is, I can pick stuff up from that, but that
Okay.
may not be
Yeah.
everything, and it
You
may
can
not
just
be what
send
you
us
want to
an
focus
email
on.
saying, this is what's going on. Put it in
Absolutely, we
with
can. This is what we want. We want input from people. You know, we're not sitting in an ivory tower thinking that we know everything. We want to hear what you've got to say, because I want to produce the sort of events that you would like to see.
Yeah.
It's as simple as
We
that.
did have one, you know, it will get opened and read by over 1,000 homes locally if it goes into our newsletter. And we had one recently that I think there were only about 6 items in, of which about 4 are from the CBC or from the campus. So, you know, it's very much part of it.
No, it's brilliant. I mean, we very much appreciate it. But I'm just aware of time.
Sorry.
No, not at all. I'm going to have to rein myself in. But I was going to speak about other events that we've done. So we did the Wellness Festival in the middle of September, and that was some huge festival tents on the Green Gardens with festival flags, and we had so much going on. We had a lot of stall holders for a start with anything wellness, from a menopause cafe down to mind and smoothie bikes with people biking and making their own smoothie with the electricity they generated. It was a fabulous, lovely warm day, so we had a lot of people coming out. But, you know, we had the choir there again, we had a mobile gym, we had a mobile meditation unit with vans.
There's a mouse coming there.
Ice cream, lovely ice cream. We also had yoga, sound baths, you know, those things where they go ding, 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 and it does my head in actually. But anyway, you still had lots of people on the floor with people going around ringing bells, and it's all very lovely and spiritual, and people loved it. And we also had talks, mental health talks on the hour. Mental health is something that I'm very, very keen on. I'm a psychotherapist myself, so I have a real interest in anything mental health, so it's something that I personally like to push forward as well. So it was a very full day and a very interesting day, and we got an awful lot of positive feedback, so we're going to run it again We're looking at running it in June of this year. We run, well, I don't know if any of you have been on the Green Gardens round about Christmas and seen the huge Christmas tree. It's a 35-foot Christmas tree. We had a special, I didn't want those wretched guide ropes that come out, or I didn't want horrible orange plastic barriers around, so we had a 1 metre cubed top concrete thing dug, filled with concrete, so it'll take the 35-foot tree, and it just stands there looking rather magnificent. And this year, I have to say, last year, I'll tell you one of my failures. There aren't many, she said quickly, but the year before last, I invited the Salvation Army to come for a nice lunchtime carols around the Christmas tree, and it was a lovely blue sky, food vans, not that I had brought in, that was coincidental, but, and I rolled up with the Sally Army, and one other person from comms rolled up, and that was it. That was my event. So anyway, we all had lunch from the van, and the Sally Army played a few tunes, and we live streamed it on YouTube. Obviously, we didn't pan around showing that there wasn't anybody there. But go forward a whole year, I did an evening light up, and people came in their droves. The choir came for a start. So when you've got 70 people singing their hearts out, it's a great atmosphere anyway. We had the official light up with the 3, 2, 1. I bought the remote, and obviously the remote didn't work, so we actually had somebody scrabbling around under the tree with the switch, just switching it on, but that's the technical side. We had a pancake van and drinks, and people turned up in the droves. We had well over 200 people there, and you know, the pancake van couldn't keep up, and people were still there an hour after we'd finished, just very good-humouredly queuing and buying and chatting, and it was absolutely great. Really lovely atmosphere, people loved it. Then we moved on a couple of days later to the Christmas fair. So we had the Christmas fair at Cancer Research UK and at the Cambridge Biomedical Centre. It was split, and we had all sorts going on there, lots of lovely stalls. And remember, this is open to everybody, lots of food vans. We had Father Christmas, and then it morphed in the evening into bar opens with at-cost bar, always useful, followed by an open mic night. And so it was a whole, 6 hours, 6, 7 hours of fun. And again, we try and raise the profile. You're all very, very welcome. We'll be doing it again this year. Summer picnic. Some of you probably came to the summer picnic. July, tent. We have a strolling band, which are brilliant. We've had them for 2 years now. Ice cream vans, food vans, circus performers, balloon lady, children can come. Just a great atmosphere. Just come and bring your picnic and have a free afternoon out. So again, lots going on. I've been running mindful walks through the woods up to 9 Wells and back, and then we have a drink when we get back. Not alcoholic, just either lovely hot drinks in the winter and then iced drinks in the summer before everybody just goes home. Again, this happens directly after work generally finishes. As I said earlier, we've been running menopause cafes. Open mic nights are very popular. We've got another one coming up on the 1st of March. And again, the bar opens not long after work finishes, so people could come straight from work and then grab food from the food vans, and then we have open mic, which is great. It doesn't finish late, so we can all get home and get to bed. And in fact, our next event is on the 1st of March, but on the 20th of March, we are celebrating the International Day of Happiness. And for that, we are doing laughter yoga on site, followed by food, obviously, and drink, obviously, and then live music, and then a professional comedian, Gary Sansom. So again, that will finish about 8:30 at night, and it will start with the yoga at 4. The main thing kicks off about 5:30. We've got the choir coming to sing along immediately after the yoga. So again, come along and see what's going on and just join in. Just seeing if there's anything else I've missed. I mean, we've been doing a lot of stuff, but this is just a sort of main overview of what we've been doing and what you can come along to and what you can enjoy, and just come along and have some nice family time. Everything we do is for families.
So does that include children then as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, very much so. And particularly, say for the Christmas fair, we had an art therapist there who was doing all sorts of art stuff for the children. We had Father Christmas, obviously, in his grotto for the children. They come to the open mic night because it's not late, so you can come and have food, you can have drinks at reasonable prices and sit there and listen to the music with your children. Yeah, the only thing, the choir is for over 18s, but other than that, you can tell I get a little bit enthusiastic, so I'm going to calm down now. And just if anybody's got any more questions, very happy.